Welcome to this little walkthrough of the email workspace. This is where the entire life cycle of the emails are managed, and I'll go through each of the different sections to show you how it all works and fits together. On the first section here, on the overview, we have a brief status of the email, who edited it last, what is the feedback looking like at the moment, the review and sync status, as well as some details around folder, template, etc. used. We have collaborators, so who has been part of creating this email, an activity log, and of course we have a preview of the email together with subject line and pre-header and the full email here. If we switch into the edit screen, this is where you actually work on the email, where you build up the email. So this is where I can go in and say, make small changes. I can drag in a module if I want and make all my edits. I can also update the subject line. And I can change all the details around the email, and I can use Betty, our AI, to make changes and help me as I work on the email. When I have made my changes, I will create a new revision. This revision is then available for gathering feedback and for reviewing later. So in the feedback session, this is where you and your colleagues can comment on the email. It's very simple. You just place a pin, make a comment, and I can see here that my colleague Nikki made a little comment. I can tell him I will fix it. I can also use this fix with Betty, which will put me into the edit and send a comment to Betty, and she will be able to fix it basically. So this is super useful if you're working together as a team and you need feedback on your email. Another part of this is the approvals. So if you have a flow where someone within your organization or your team needs to approve your email, you can set up that as rules. I can add approvers here. So let's try to add Folek. I can say he's a required approver, and I can request his approval immediately with a little message if I want. So now an email has been sent to Folek requesting him to approve this email with a link, and he can come in here. He can approve the email, and once he has approved the email, it will show a green approved, and I'll be able to actually export the email. For now, I'll just make him optional. In the review section, this is where you do your final checks before you export or sync the email to your ESP. So in here, we can preview the email in different versions. So the preview, the rendered preview will contain segmentation code and the raw ESP, so you can check that out. You have the code itself. We have client previews that you can generate. Of course, desktop, mobile. You can send a test yourself. You can download. And out here in the right side, we have our pre-flight checks. So right now, we can see that there are some of the checks that are not passing. Let's see here. So the content checks, they're all passing. Email is below size limit, fields are valid, vision is current, but we have some unresolved comments that we need to fix. So I'll go back and I'll resolve these two comments. And now I can go back here, all the screen, and I can choose to sync my email to Salesforce Marketing Cloud in this case. And there we go. My email has now been synced to Salesforce Marketing Cloud and is ready to be sent from there. Thank you for watching.